Let's try to find a monthly payment. Suppose we borrow $8,600 for 3 years at 8.5% interest, and we want to know what's our monthly payment going to be. Well, again, we're going to use a table, and there's a fancy word, amortization. Amortization simply means the process of paying off a loan on which we're making regular payments at regular intervals. Same payment, same interval. And typically that's a monthly payment, and it's the same payment every time. This word comes from the old English word mort, from which we get mortality or mortal wound. To mort means to kill something. So when we amortize a loan, we kill it. We kill it, and it's not alive anymore, and it doesn't bother us after we amortize it and pay it off. Now, this table says that the table factor is the monthly payment per $1,000 to pay off the principal and the interest for an amortized loan. Whenever you take out a loan, you want to make sure it's a regular amortized loan. Most of them are, but not all of them are. So you want to make sure that it's a regular amortized loan where the U.S. rule applies, and you're going to get credit for your interest first and reduce your principal. Okay, let's look up in the table. First of all, we want to look on the row that says 36 months, and we want to look at the column that says 8.5%. So we're looking at row 36 and column 8.5%, and what's the table factor at the intersection of those two things? Everyone see 3157? All right, this is our table factor. Now, what does that mean? That means that if we borrowed $1,000, we would have to pay $31.57 a month for 3 years to pay off that $1,000. Now, obviously, if we multiply 36 times this, it's going to be more than 1,000 because we're paying 8.5% interest. All right? So it's going to be more than the $1,000. Now, here's our question. This is a monthly payment for $1,000. What if we were borrowing $2,000? Well, we'd double that, wouldn't we? In other words, we have to pay $31.57 for every 1,000 we're borrowing. So our only question is, we find out how many thousands we're going to borrow, and we multiply it times that. Well, to find out how many thousands are in a given number, what would we do to it? Divide it by 1,000. So if we take 8,600 and divide it by 1,000, that just means move the decimal 3 places to the left, doesn't it? So we're borrowing 8.6 of these $1,000 chunks. And every $1,000 chunk costs us this much a month. So let's multiply 8.6, that's how many thousands we're borrowing, times 31.57, and round it to the nearest penny, and that would be our monthly payment for this amount under these conditions. I get $271.50. Does that sound right? So $271.50 would be our monthly payment to pay off $8,600 if we paid it off in 3 years at 8.5% interest.